your girl Sarah.
And Maya.
And we're charmed and dangerous.
Oh, you know, because we're charming.
And we're dangerous. So if you look at the title of this video, you already know what we're gonna get into today. We're giving you Leos our tips and tricks on how you can be your most evolved self. It's a series we have, so we have other signs too, so check it out. But before we get into it, we would love it if you lovely people would subscribe down below. Yeah. Your girl's over here, your bestie.
Hi.
We talk about anything that we feel passionate about, such as astrology, healing, spirituality, dating, girl code, like all that good shit that two besties talk about anyway.
Yep.
We just do it right here. So if you're about it, subscribe. Now on to the video. Alright, Maya, so give us your first tip. How can Leos be their most evolved selves?
Yes. I feel like my #1 tip is, Leos, learn when it's time to listen versus when it's time to lead. You know, I feel like Leos love to be the leaders of the pack, but I believe the best leaders listen to their people, you know? And I feel like Leos act like they think they're better than everybody sometimes, and they have the best ideas. And I'm sorry, but newsflash, Leo, like, you won't always be the best, you know? And
my Leo Mars Leo? What you mean?
Right, I just feel like,
I mean, it makes sense, but
you know, it's just, it can't always be that way. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are pretty close up there, like, you know, you do great a lot of the time, but not always. And I feel like y'all have a hard time accepting other people's suggestions, even if they are right because of your stubborn ways. You know what I mean? I just want you to remember, these people who are opposing you, like, they're not actually trying to disrespect you and your ego. You know what I mean? So there's really no need to get rude and like passive aggressive like y'all do when people don't love you or your ideas. Because like I said, the best leaders learn to give space for other people to share their opinion and to express themselves, you know? So just keep it pushing, and like, don't take it personally when sometimes people are the leaders and it ain't you. You know?
Yeah, I feel like the key word for what you just said is also just don't take things personally. I feel like Leo placements, you know, our ideas come from our heart and our soul. So when we feel like someone doesn't agree with it or whatever, it's like, it takes a fucking hit.
Personal.
Like, oh my god, I just want a dagger in my heart. Tell me I suck at life. Like, you know? But it's true. You have to have thick skin to succeed in this world. You know? And just because you weren't a leader in one thing, don't let that knock you down and think that you can't ever be a leader again.
Right.
It's a give and a take.
And sometimes the best leaders like take other people's ideas and combine it with theirs, you know what I mean? Just because your first idea wasn't the best doesn't mean that it can't evolve to be a greater idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Just listen to other people though. Otherwise you won't hear those ideas. Okay, Sarah, so what is your first point for these Leos?
Okay, so my first point is, don't push your ideas / beliefs onto other people. You Leos are a very passionate people, and while I truly love that about you, it doesn't mean that any and everybody has to agree with the things that bring you joy, the things that make you happy. I feel like you need to allow others to find their source of passion in life without feeling the need to find it for them. It's like you guys are like the sun, you know, you're ruled by the sun. You're like, I got enough energy for me, I got enough energy for you, I got enough energy for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, let them find their energy first, because sometimes you know what it feels like. You feel a little butthurt when someone has more motivation in life for you than you do for yourself. You know? So I feel like you Leos do that a lot, and just because something makes you happy doesn't mean that it will be the case for other people. That doesn't mean that that thing sucks for you. Like, no, that thing works for you, and that's amazing. But don't assume that just because it makes you happy, it'll happen for your best friend.
Yeah.
Or your boyfriend, or the next person you meet. It just takes a lot of pressure also off of you, Leo, because a lot of times you Leo placements feel responsible for making the people around you feel alive. And that's not your job. Yes, you're good at it, but it's not your job. People need to feel alive all by themselves.
Yeah, and I feel like certain people will start to resent you because you're giving this energy to them. You know what I mean? Because they've never felt it on their own. So they're like, oh, thank you for kind of bringing it, but then when you're not here, I don't have that same energy, and they feel lost, and then they get mad at you, and that's not right.
The best way I can describe it is, and maybe I'll do it in our, you know, Leo moment video, is that scene in Mean Girls when she's like, I'm a pusher, I push you. Because she's so passionate about her. I'll talk more about it in the next video.
Yes. Okay. My next tip is, Leos, get rid of the constant desire to be recognized by others and root your self-confidence in things you can provide for yourself and not what others say about you. I feel like, I know y'all Neos, let me say that again. Neos.
1 in a million.
I know y'all Leos need to be recognized for all that you are. You know what I mean? And y'all love that attention. And rightfully so. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried though that if you base your value only in how much others are like loving on you at the time, you won't really be in touch with like your true strengths, you know? And you will be lost when people aren't loving on you all the time, you know? So I just want you to make sure that your self-confidence is rooted in like real things, you know? Take pride in the action that gives you confidence. Maybe not just like, oh, I'm super confident, you know? Like you work out every day, or like you work out 3 times a week. That's something to feel confident and prideful in. Maybe don't always be like, oh yeah, I got the hottest body, you know? Like root it in something deeper, you know? Because it's great that you got a hot body, but it's actually even cooler that you work really hard to get that hot body.
The consistency of it is sexy.
Yes, and I feel like
dig a little deeper.
Yeah, they forget that, you know? Like that's actually the sexy thing. It's not actually that you're like super hot and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's the consistency that you guys bring that's really sexy.
Okay, so for my second tip for how you beautiful Leo placements can be your most evolved selves, I want you guys to remember that the only opinion that matters is the opinion you have of yourself.
Oh.
I feel this way about everybody, truly, but Leo placements especially. As I've said before, Leos are natural born stars who can take on any stage, but with that comes the added pressure of being absolutely perfect.
Ooh,
That's
yes.
how actors, singers, all these famous people feel, like they're always being looked at, so of course they have to look perfect, of course they have to be on point all the time, and that's a lot to think about. And although you guys are close to being perfect, wink, wink, you know, you still shouldn't hold on to that expectation over yourself, because then it will just stress you the fuck out.
Yeah.
When we feel the need to be perfect for everybody else, we don't even have room or space in our own lives to thrive, because we're always being that nagging voice in our own head telling ourselves that what we're doing is not good enough. It's not good enough. Everyone's looking at you. Oh my God, you flopped. Like, oh my God, change that inner voice, change that inner dialogue, and it will change easily once you tell yourself, I don't care what people think. Am I proud of myself? Am I okay with myself? Do I feel like I am doing everything I can to build a happy life for myself? Who cares what other people think, you know? And I feel like Leos really just want to impress everybody in their life. They want to prove that their life is everything and more. But I learned this after I read a self-help book called The 4 Agreements. Nobody is thinking of you. Like, nobody is thinking of you. Everybody is so busy thinking about their life, how they're coming off to people. So just live your life and do it the way that you want to do it. You know, don't do it based off of what you think other people think you should do.
Yeah.
Because then you will always live for other people, and you have way too much passion and drive to make it happen for other people. Make your story about what you want it to be.
And that's when the uniqueness of a Leo really shines through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they're doing their own thing, because they are kind of quirky and different, but they do have high standards. So like beauty is always made, you know? But yeah, like Sarah said, just make sure it's like rooted in the right things and you're not doing it for other people. It needs to be for you and coming from the heart. Otherwise it ain't.
Otherwise it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you love you and accept you for all that you are, even on the days where you're not bringing your A game, you will move through life without the added stress of disappointing other people. You know, like if you're having a bad day, it's already shitty that you're having a bad day, but when you start thinking, oh, what are they gonna think? Oh, are they judging me for not being on point today? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Let's take care of you.
Right.
You know, not so much about what other people think about your bad day.
Yes. It's just extra stress
Yeah, it is.
that you really don't need.
Yeah.
But y'all do bring it upon yourself.
And the thing is, you're a fixed fire, you know? So like that fire is going and going, and sometimes that fire needs to go out. You need to replenish yourself. And then I promise you, once you're back, it's going and it's going.
Right. And it's steady and everybody loves it. But
Yeah.
yes, you do have to replenish.
Give yourself a break. It's okay if you're not perfect.
Right. Fire can't go forever. My last point is, I want you Leos to learn to adapt and compromise, my sweet fixed fire sign friends. I feel like all Leos and Leo placements can be divas from time to time, okay? And I love, do not get me wrong, I love that you have high standards, okay, honey? But you should learn to compromise for people that you care about, or adapt your goals if you aren't making headway, or even walk away from a relationship if it's no longer serving you. You know what I mean? I don't want your stubbornness to have you feeling stuck in your situations, because like it's really not necessary. And sometimes you're actually stronger when you walk away or like change things up that's clearly not working. You know what I mean? Like, why continue to be at a dead horse? Like, change things up. That doesn't make you strong because you're like repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, when it's clearly not working.
Yeah.
So just be willing to like adapt and compromise a little bit, especially with the people you love.
Okay, I'm just gonna give y'all some advice as a fellow fixed sign. I feel like you never know where life is gonna take you if you're more flexible. Like, truly. If you're so stuck on doing this, let's say you're meeting someone at this time, but you have to meet them at this time, and you're so fucking annoying about the fact that it has to be at this time, but maybe if they were late and you were okay with it, you would have ran into someone that you really wanted to see later.
Yeah.
But you don't understand that. You don't allow that to happen. If you're a fixed sign at all, even watching this is good advice. Like, if plans change, go with it. Your girl learned this like recently, because the universe knows what it's doing, but your stubbornness is fucking it up. So stop fucking it up.
Yeah, just stop.
Just trust. Just trust.
You can learn a little going with the flow.
Okay, so for my third and final point, I want you Leos, don't get butthurt, to stop judging people based off of their looks.
Oh.
One of y'all's negative traits, as we know, is how conceited you can be at times. And while I don't believe in ever lowering your standards, I do think that you could benefit from giving people a fair chance without assuming that you know everything about them based solely off the way that they look. You really never know why someone was brought into your life and what lesson they may have to teach you. You could throw away a very important relationship or friendship because you didn't connect with them on a surface level.
Yeah.
Fuck surface level, you know? Learn to dig deeper when you meet people so you can build longer lasting relationships that actually fulfill you. And it's not just party friends.
Yes. I feel like Leos crave that though too, you know what I mean? I feel like they have a lot of party friends, but they want those deeper connections sometimes. And it's like, well, give people a chance. Like Sarah said, don't be so judging of their appearances or who they may seem to be right at first.
But then it's like, it works both ways. It ties into my last point. Once they stop judging themselves when they're not on point like that, they'll be more open to other people.
Yeah.
And I know you got a lot within you, so other people may as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. Ooh, snap, 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 snap. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching our episode on how to be your most evolved Leo self, okay? Make sure you comment down below with your thoughts on how to be, or how Leos can be their most evolved selves, okay? If you're a Leo, let us know how you have grown to be your best, most evolved self as well. We want to hear from you specifically. And if you didn't know, we got a podcast. And on this podcast, we talk about some good shit. You know what I mean?
We get into some deep
into it. Okay, you gotta
Sometimes
check out.
she asks me questions, I'm like, damn.
She's like, dang, I
my
was ready
Scorpio.
for that.
I'm like, secrets? Okay.
Right.
I'll share some secrets.
You want to know about my past?
Yeah.
Like my toxic ways?
Yeah, for real. Check it out.
We do. So, and on our podcast, we discuss a question that we post here that's related to the topic that we just discussed. So, are you ready for this week's topic? Hey, me. Y'all ready? Okay. So, the question is, what's your best tip for a Leo that wants to level up? So, if you want to hear our answers, our very insightful answers, make sure you check out the podcast. Links are down below, okay? It's live every Wednesday. We post every Monday and Thursday for our YouTube. We're going to link our socials somewhere around here. We love you guys. We hope you're thriving out here.
Yeah, live it up. It's your season.
Like, I want to see more beautiful pictures of your sexy faces.
Yeah, even if you're not going out, get dressed up, take a picture.
Yes.
Yes. We love you.
We love you. See you later. Bye.